and welcome back to my channel, AJ Budgets. I am AJ and I am so thankful and grateful that you're here with me today. In today's video, we are going to be doing my March budget with me. But before we get into that, I do want to update you on the nail situation. So if you've been following my Shein nail saga, put on some new Shein nails I got for $2. They lasted, well, they would have lasted longer. The nail itself was fine. The paint rubbed off though in 5 days. So I just switched them out for some Impress Kiss by Kiss press-on nails. Hoping those will last a couple of weeks. They typically do. So, okay, now that the nail saga has been addressed, let's get into it. So we're going to come back here to my March budget page. I've gone ahead and decorated her up a little bit. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to get it all separated out into my different categories, which is my sinking funds, personal funds, savings challenges, extra duty, and my payments and allowances. And then we will divvy up what we're going to put into each category, and then we'll pull our cash later on in the video. So enjoy the sped up version of me getting this all set up. Okay, so I have everything set up. So I have everything broken down into my binders. And now I'm going to go in and see how much we are going to put inside each envelope within our binder. So overall, I know I'm putting $650 into my sinking funds. Oh my gosh. I'm on the wrong month. Let's try this again. Welcome to my chaotic life. Okay, I am now in March, on my March budget. So let's see, we're going to be putting $654 into my sinking funds. I paused earlier because I was like, what? That doesn't seem right, but that makes sense now. I guess this was correct. $695 is going into personal. My payments is getting $182. Savings challenges is getting $218. And I'm pulling $60 in cash, and then I'll figure out how I'm going to divvy up. That's my weekly spending money. Extra duty, I do know I'm getting some extra duty this month, but I'm not 100% sure on how much. Okay, my guesstimate is I'm going to be at about $290. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'm putting that in pencil, and I know for sure I'm getting a minimum of $100 because that's my Wednesday night after schools. And so I know 100% for sure we're going to be putting $100 towards my insurance license renewal. And then that gets that paid in full so I can start working on getting my license renewed. So, and then we'll just see if I get that other 190, I'll budget that out. Probably the day that I stuff it next month. Okay, have you zoomed in? I have my sinking funds binder here. I'm going to start. I have one long-term sinking fund that I am going to be adding to. So that's going to be $225 to a vacay. And then I'm going to just go through my binder envelope by envelope, and then we're going to get how much I am adding into each category. So for birthdays, we are putting in 25. Christmas is going to be getting 100. Canva is getting 45. Costco is getting $5. Car maintenance is getting 20. I always get car maintenance and car insurance flipped around. Car registration is getting $2. PEO should be getting $6. I forgot to add that PEO into my budget for March. So that means this is actually going to be $660. All right. This is why I do my budget, because I change things sometimes and I forget to add stuff into my electronic. But like the annual budget that I do once a year, and I just kind of set it and forget it. Anyways, copay is getting $5. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. Car insurance is getting $130. We have life insurance, and life insurance gets $17. I have umbrella insurance, and it gets 23. No, 20. All right, classroom is getting $15 this month, and then graduation is getting $10, and then personal taxes gets $35. Perfect. Sinking funds is updated. So let me get my personal binder out. We're just gonna go through here envelope by envelope. My first envelope is my personal envelope, and that is going to be getting $50. Next is coffee, and I'm putting nothing in coffee this month. You would have seen me stuff some into that already, so it is good for now. Self-care, it's not the envelope anymore. I have it broken up into 2 categories, nails and Dysport, which is a form of Botox. So nails will be getting $50, and Botox or Dysport will be getting $70. Mini vacay is getting nothing. It is fully funded. Okay, gas will be getting $50. Dining out, also $50. Oh, I'm gonna run out of room. I should have probably counted. I was just going on what looked right. Oh, geez. Again, welcome to the chaos. Okay, dining out, get $50. Groceries is getting $225. Costco is getting $100. Yes. And then my dogs are getting $80, and then grooming is $20. So they have 2 funds. So we'll just. Okay, so that is how my personal accounts are going to be divvied up for this paycheck. So that is done. Let's get out the savings challenge binder and go through and see what all we're doing for savings challenges. So we have the spring. Let me see, is this in? We're having to write across my camera, so hopefully you can see this as well as you can. So spring challenge is coming up first in my envelopes. So that is getting $16. Fox is getting $20. Dragon is getting $35. I feel like I'm writing too big on this side. My Mandala challenge is getting $50. Summer is getting $10. My baby shower or baby sprinkle, not my baby, my new niece or nephew. I do not have children, will not be having children. That is getting $0 out of my paycheck. I'm hoping with my extra duty, I'm able to stuff that, but this is brand new. I didn't know I was having a baby nephew. So this wasn't in my original budget, so this is going to be funded with excess money. So that means the Save 100 is getting 10. We'll be starting that one. Love to Save is getting its monthly 40. And then Winter getting 32, I believe is what I have set up. 32. And then my emergency fund, my ER savings challenge, ER challenge is getting $5. Hoping I can stuff some into my ER challenge out of my extra duty as well. So we'll see how much we get in extra duty. But okay, savings challenges done. Voiceover AJ here. My favorite part about my last 2 videos is the fact that I've forgotten to hit record on the 2 most relevant parts of the video. This one being when I actually, add up my budget. So I took my $19.22, which is my salary after my bills get sent into the bills checking account, and now I'm just subtracting each one of my envelopes so I can see how much I'm going to have left over in my buffer, which as you can see here is $107.49. Now, you might be thinking that is a lot of money to have left over in my buffer when my prior months have been like $2, $7. And yes, here's what I know about myself. The closer we get to spring and summer, the more I overspend because I like to buy plants. And then I'm also starting to go on vacations. And while I budget out my vacations and I try to do a good job, like realistically, I know things come up or things might happen, and I typically end up going over budget in my vacation months, and or as I get closer to buying plants and having to like last year I had to reseed part of my yard. And I already know this year I'm going to have to reseed part of my yard because when they snow plowed it, they took out a big chunk of my yard. So I don't know how much it's going to be, but I just kind of like to have a healthier buffer because I know I'm going to have some things like that come up in the next couple of months. So Could I put that in a sinking fund? Sure. But I don't know. That's just kind of what's worked for me for the last 10 years. So if it's not broke, don't fix it type of a thing on that. So now what we need to do is we need to go in to my accordion binder, which is where I keep all of my placeholders. And then I need to pull out my cash tray, and we need to pull out all of my funds so we can add them into my next paycheck binder. Okay, sinking funds are pulled, so we should have $660 here. So let's just count it up and make sure I pulled the right amount. 100, 2, 3, 400, 20, 40, 60, 80, 500, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 600, 10, 15, 25, 35, 45, 55, 57, 59, and $660. That is going to go here in my next paycheck binder. Okay, so we should have $695 for my personal accounts. So let's see if we have the right amount of money. 100, 2, 3, 354, 455, 550, 600, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, and $695. Perfect. So that is going to go into the personal spending envelope. So it'll be ready to go when I stuff my personal accounts. For my savings challenges, we should have $218 here. 50, 70, 90, 110, 130, 150, 160, 170, 180, 190, 200, 205, 210, 215, 217, and $218. I think this is the first time I've ever pulled funds on the first try and pulled it correctly. We're getting better. Okay. Savings challenges done. Cash. Okay, I need to pull out my payments next. Before I pull that out, I do need to... Verizon doesn't come out till the end of February, so I'm going to move my Verizon February payment to the front, and then I'll stuff my March payment behind it. So let's go through here. So we're going to need 50 for my credit card allowance. Kindle Unlimited gets $12. YouTube is back here. It's going to get, I'm out of 10s. It'll be 2 5s and 2 2s. Then I get 10. It's 14. So 5, 10, 12, 14 will be going for YouTube. And then the $8 for Canva. I'm going to pull out here. And we're going to paper clip it just to the front right there, because this is, like I said, the last month that this is going to get pulled out here. And then I have a little sticky note. I forgot all about this payment last month, so it came on my buffer last month. So anyways, I budgeted for it this month, so we are good to go. And when I come in here to pull out my payments, I'll see that and make sure I get that on my IHG card. So payments are ready to go as well for next month. Thank you so much for being here with me for my March 2026 budget with me. I hope you guys are having an incredible February and you are getting your budget together for March and are just saving a bunch of money and sticking to all of our original budgets. Wouldn't that be the life? I love it. I have enjoyed having each and every one of you here, and I can't thank you enough for interacting with my videos and watching my videos and commenting on them. So please hit like and subscribe if you've enjoyed my content in this video, and I look forward to seeing you guys in my next one. Bye!